Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Okay. Good morning. In the month of May, we celebrate Mother's Day. We also celebrate the birth of Shinran on Gotan-E. In April, we had Hanamatsuri, celebrating the birth of Siddhartha Gautama, who later became Shakyamuni Buddha. We celebrate the accomplishments of Shakyamuni Buddha and Shinran by acknowledging their birthdays. But are those days not the accomplishments of their mothers? All children enjoy the attention they get on their birthdays. On those days, we acknowledge their advancement and accomplishments from the previous year. You know, they've learned a lot of things since the previous years and are really happy that they're growing. They practice and accomplish these other activities. Now, the birthdays tend to emphasize the me. But what is not emphasized are those who provided the education, instruction, and support. In the background are parents, teachers, and others who comprise the we. Let us take the same perspective to our spiritual birth. A modern interpretation of birth in the Pure Land may be a spiritual birth, a spiritual awakening. In Shin, we emphasize that this is received, and it's contrasted to, let's say, a Zen perspective of satori, or something that is achieved. Let's use the example of a biological birth to better understand what is meant in a Shin Buddhist spiritual awakening or a birth in the Pure Land. An infant has received this birth by virtue of its mother, with some participation from its father. I know this as a father. I didn't go through the months of labor that my wife did. It's the mother who provides this miraculous event. As Shin Buddhists, this model helps us to understand our relationship to Amida Buddha. As we awaken to this rare, difficult, and wondrous life, the efforts of others are acknowledged. We awaken to this rare, wonderful gift as our mothers represent our spiritual parent, Oya-sama, or Amida Buddha. Our biological birth caused by the efforts of our mothers and others. Similarly, our birth in the pure realm is caused by the efforts of Amida Buddha. But what is our part? For some, just saying Namo Amida Butsu, the Nembutsu, brings no response. So there may be some self-effort that may be required. Even the sense of self-effort comes from another source. We have the word jinin. Jinin means to become so of itself, or naturalness. I interpret this to mean that it is a natural part of our human condition. As infants, we have little skills and abilities. In time, as our bodies and brains grow, we naturally aspire and learn to walk, talk, read, write, and advance to complicated human endeavors. It's natural. It's also natural to aspire to awaken to our own consciousness. Our aspirations are fulfilled by others, parents, family, teachers, and masters. I think the basic symbiotic relationship among us in humans is to teach and to learn. So in Shin Buddhism, the Bodhisattva model is our guide. A Bodhisattva is a being who refrains from becoming fully enlightened and vows not to do so until all others are also awakened. We have in the larger sutra the Bodhisattva Dhammakara, who makes 48 vows, and he fulfills them to become Amida Buddha. This is an example of interdependence, that each of us is dependent on the other for our awakening. So Dhammakara's vow ensures that we all feel the security, serenity, and joy of awakening. A child learns from his own family and environment and those around her. It's a natural instinct to grow, mature, and to fill a need in society. But it may not be enough for parents to desire a physical and social security for their child. the deepest wish of a parent may be to have spiritual security. Without seeing, hearing, and being among those who have traveled this path, it may be difficult for this aspiration. Giving birth to a child and raising her to a level of social competence may not be enough. Nembutsu calls us to aspire to a higher level of serenity and joy. Namo Amida Butsu reminds us that our biological and spiritual births are caused by sources beyond ourselves. Shin shifts our focus from our own achievements to the gifts of others. We are now in a critical phase of this pandemic. Our usual life has been dramatically challenged. The reality of death of 55,000 Americans really can shake us. In 1 month, these Americans have perished. And so the reality of death is a real threat. The American dream of a good job and a pleasant home has become insufficient when the lives of loved ones are at risk. It's time for each of us to fully understand, appreciate, and experience the spiritual gift of the Nembutsu. The Dharma awaits our discovery. And to help us on this Nembutsu journey, please take advantage of our previous video Dharma talks and Buddhism 123 videos on our website, btsd.net. Also, the Orange County Buddhist Temple, OCBC, has online classes called Everyday Buddhists. The BCA website has online services including video Dharma talks from other temples. And its CDE, the Center for Buddhist Education, will have online activities. There's also lessons on sutra chanting. Also, Greg Preach of the Todo Institute, that is todo.org, has many online classes that are very helpful. So please take advantage of all these online sources. With that, please join me in closing, expressing our deepest appreciation for the Dharma. Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.